up, guys? It's Soundwave Jordan here, and today we're going to be talking about my impressions on the Evolve beta. Now, as most of you do know, the Evolve beta started on January 15th, which was Thursday, and ended Monday, January 19th, at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Now, with that being said, in this video, I'm just going to be talking about how I felt about the Evolve, what I'm looking forward to, you know, some of the pros and cons. And, you know, just like I said, just my impressions regarding the whole game. Now, remember, this is just a beta, so this isn't the final product. But, you know, I'm just giving you guys my impressions, and like I stated before. Just, you know, hopefully, I want you guys to comment on whether you guys agree with it or whether you guys don't agree with it. You know, it's up to you. I just want to give you guys my opinion regarding the Evolve beta. Now, with that being said, Evolve. Now, Evolve is a co-op game. It's cooperation is a key role in that game, and you're going to need it, especially if you're going to hunt the monsters. Now, whenever I play this game, my overall feel for it, I must say, I was rather impressed, because when I first looked at gameplay of it from E3 20, was it 2014? I believe it was E3 2014. You know, I was really impressed from the gameplay, especially the tournament gameplay they had and they were streaming, and I was like, wow, this game actually looks really nice, because I was realizing it, and I noticed that you can't be alone in this game. You cannot, especially with the hunters. I'm sorry if I'm talking from a hunter's perspective, but I will get to the monsters shortly. But whenever playing as the hunters, you can't do things as a lone wolf. Now, as most of you do know, as most of you probably tried, and I can't say do know, but you know, most of you probably tried. You guys probably tried the lone wolf tactic, and you guys may kill the monster, but you know, it's going to be a lot more difficult, because this game, and it's by the creators of Left 4 Dead, Turtle Rock Studios. This game is cooperation is key. Like in Left 4 Dead, when you guys are playing Left 4 Dead, cooperation is key if you want to survive against the wildlife, if you want to survive against the monster. And you know, that's something you really have to pay attention to. When I was streaming, I was playing with my friends, and well, I must say, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but we wrecked a lot of monsters. Our best record was defeating a monster under 1 minute and 53 seconds. That was our best. And you know, I was like, whoa, guys, did we seriously do this? And you know, that just goes to show you that if you cooperate extremely well with your team, you'll be able to defeat the monster. And cooperation in that game is extremely important. And you guys have to have nice communication too. You guys got to know what you're doing with each of the classes. And you know that's what you have to do if you want to win games and Evolve. And it's a really good beta. I must say. Now, there are some things whether I worry. Sometimes I feel that the game may get repetitive for me, at least for me, because that was one of the problems with Left 4 Dead. Now, with Left 4 Dead, when I would play that game, I had a blast, you know, for the first times, but then I felt I got a repetitive sensation from it. I was like, oh, I don't know. But Evolve, I'm a little concerned about that. I'm a little concerned whether it's going to get repetitive. Then again, Evolve, the Turtle Rock Studios, they're gonna add new monsters and new maps. New maps are for free, by the way. They're gonna be adding new maps, new monsters, new hunters, like skins, etc. So you know, this may seem interesting. So the maps are free. A 5th monster has been confirmed, and they're adding new hunters. So you know, like let's see what Turtle Rock Studios will do regarding that. And yeah, that's just the hunters. That was just the hunters. Now with the monsters are extremely powerful. But as soon as the game starts and you're the monster, you better get out of that area. You better get out of that area as soon as possible, because you will not stand a chance against the hunters if you're a level 1 monster. Now the thing about it, now as I was saying, cooperation is key to defeat any monster. But if you know what you're doing as a monster, you will pose a threat. Like, it's all jokes aside, you will you will be something else. If you prioritize your target. The thing about being a monster, and it's something I noticed about going against a whole bunch of monsters in the beta. When people playing as monsters, they didn't prioritize. They just attacked anybody, and that got them killed. That's which probably explained why my team killed a monster in 1 minute 53 seconds, because he wasn't prioritizing. What you need to do as a monster, you need to prioritize. If you get trapped inside, first thing I would do, I would attack the healer inside. You just go in on the healer, just go nuts on him, especially the Goliath. But we'll talk about the variety of monsters later. But I'll just go in on the healer, then go for a trapper, then just go on from there. But that's what I would do. What would you guys do? I'm curious what you guys do if you were the monster. What are some neat tactics you would do that are meant for survival? But yeah, like I said, the monsters. I didn't get the chance to play the monsters, unfortunately. But I'm kind of happy I didn't, because I don't want to ruin the whole excitement for the game for me. But the game releases in about 3 weeks, so it's right around the corner, so I can wait. But the monsters, from what I looks of it, it looks like it's a challenge. It's a challenge on both sides, especially with the monsters. Because with the monsters, you have to know what you're doing. You can't just do silly tactics and go in like crazy. You have to run away, get as much armor as possible, evolve to level 2 like that. And once you're stage 2 of the monster, then the hunters and monster are actually equal. Now, when you're stage 3 of the monster, that is when you have an advantage over the. That is when you have an advantage over the hunters. And that's what you guys. That's what you really have to do. Because regarding the monsters, oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Regarding the monsters, you need to survive, and you also need to be tactical regarding what you're going to do. I remember there was a time while I was playing with one of my friends, and he was playing as a Goliath, and because his footprints, we're just tracking down footprints, and he led us into an area filled with megamouth and plants. I don't know. He was just leading us to the dangerous wildlife, and those are some good tactics. Those are some very good tactics to play whenever you're playing as a monster, because you want to survive from hunters as much as possible. And yeah, and like I said, the monsters and hunters, they're equal, just depending on the player behind the control. There's really nothing overpowered. In my opinion, everything's equal. You just gotta have the right set of characters against who, and in turn, and it's better of who's behind the controller. How well can you do with that character? Now the hunters. Let's start talking about the classes. Now for the hunters, there are the support class, the medic class, trapper class, and the assault class. The assault, it's in the name, and it's self-explanatory. You just go in and do as much damage as possible. Medic, you heal. Support, you just support with your gadgets you have. And the trapper, you're meant to trap the monster. Now, there are a variety of I'm going to go through each of the character names for the hunters, and I'm just going to say what I think about them and all that. Now the hunters. We're going to start off with the assault. Wait. By the way, I'm sorry, but I believe the last persons for each of the classes were unplayable. So I believe so. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna start off with Markov. Markov is he's a pretty decent assault. I don't know too much about him, unfortunately, but I know that he packs a nice lightning gun and has mines. Now regarding the lightning gun for Markov. Now I'll say the lightning gun for Markov, it works best against the Wraith. The Wraith is a tricky monster, but we'll talk about her later. But Markov, in my opinion, he's best against the Wraith because the lightning gun has auto aim and the Wraith is slippery. But like I said, we'll talk about her in a few moments. On to Hyde. Hyde, I know more about him. He carries a flamethrower, minigun, and gas grenades. The flamethrower, the flamethrower, it's really good, especially regarding close quarters. And if you just get up in somebody's face or someone just trying to attack you, you just light them up with the flamethrower. The flamethrower does tons of damage, and I believe the flamethrower will be most effective against the Goliath, considering its close range, and the Goliath has to go in. And if you have the invulnerable shield regarding the assault, you're able to use the flamethrower, and you also have a minigun. The minigun, I haven't seen too many people use that as high, just mainly the flamethrower and the gas grenades. Gas grenades, they do AoE damage, so as soon as the monster is in there, it's suffering from the poison effects. Now on to the trapper, Maddie. Now, Maggie, Maggie, she's a bit different. Maggie, she has her pet trap jaw, her pet trap jaw, and her name's Daisy. She tracks down the monster's traps. She tracks down the monster for you. Now, Maggie, I believe she's most effective against the Goliath, because since the Goliath has to charge in onto you, all Maggie really has to do is just drop a whole bunch of harpoon traps, and just do work from there. Daisy, she comes in handy, but she becomes worthless after she becomes worthless when she's going against the Kraken or the Wraith. So that's just how I see it. Griffin is really good. His greatest weapon, I would say, is his harpoon gun. His harpoon gun, that is extremely helpful. It makes sure it slows down the monster, I believe, or roots them for a couple seconds. I'm not so sure, but it's pretty good. He's best against the Kraken, and yeah, that's all we have to say. He has sensor grenades as well, so he's able to sense the monster as soon as it passes by. So he's best against the Kraken, in my opinion. Abe, he's an excellent trapper. Abe, he has stasis grenades, tracer dart ammo, and I forgot what was this last weapon, but Abe is extremely effective against the Wraith, because he has the stasis grenades, and the stasis grenades constantly slow you down, and you have the tracer dart. The tracer dart, which constantly keeps track of you. And if you ask me, that is perfectly great against the Wraith, because the Wraith is slippery, fast, and you tend to lose track of it. But if you have Abe, he will slow down the Wraith and constantly track down the Wraith from all the tracer dart ammo. Now on to the meds. Val is just the standard, she's like the typical healer of the group. She has a heal gun, she has a sniper rifle, a tracer dart, which slows you, and yeah, that's all her abilities really. I would say that she's most effective against the Wraith, due to the fact that once again she has a tracer dart ammo that keeps track of you, and it slows you on top of that. Now, and she's not really all that, but I would say that she's most effective against the Wraith, and that's just my opinion. Now Lazarus, he's pretty darn good. Now most people are saying that Lazarus, he's kind of worthless, the fact that he doesn't heal you, but with the Lazarus device, that completely makes up for it. The Lazarus device, in case you don't know, completely revives you after you're dead. And the thing about it, it doesn't even take a long time to charge. It takes about, 5 to 10 seconds for it to recharge back up. So, it's really helpful, especially when things are looking extremely bad for the hunters. You have Lazarus on your side, and that Lazarus device, it comes really in handy, and he's able to revive you just like that with ease. No, it doesn't even take a long time. It takes about, I would say about 3 seconds to heal to completely revive the person. It says charging device, and bam, the person's up just like that. Like I said, Lazarus, even though he doesn't have any healing capabilities, the Lazarus device completely makes up for it. Now Kara, I don't know if she was playable, and I'm sorry, I skipped on Parnell, but I believe Parnell and Kara, they both were unplayable. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they were both unplayable. Now, we're on to the last class, the support. Now Hank is he's the bearded Joe guy. He has a laser cutter, he has mortar strikes, and on top of that he has a shield that can protect his allies. Now with Hank, I feel Hank is most effective against the Goliath, because the Goliath has to go in, and when the Goliath goes in, Hank can call in a nice mortar artillery strike or air strike from from a good distance. And on top of that, since the Goliath isn't too much of a slippery target, the Goliath could just eat all of the bullets from the laser cutter, because the laser cutter is some sort of laser minigun. And I feel he's most effective against the Wraith. Oh, I almost forgot. Lazarus, in my opinion, I feel he's the most effective with he's the most effective against the Goliath. Anyways, yeah. So with Hank, yeah, I feel he's most effective with the Goliath. His shielding ability, it works really nice. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It works really nice, and on top of that, his mortar strike works really nice against the Goliath as well. Now it's Bucket, Bucket, Bucket is he's all about surveillance pretty much. He's nice to have because he has all these equipment with him. So and he is my favorite character. He's because of him I've been maining the support class. Now regarding Bucket has UAV drones. He sends his head flying in, and once you are able to keep track of the monster, once you send the UAV drone to catch it. And on top of that, Bucket has sentry, so the Bucket is able to make a nice little stationary position his turret somewhere to do massive amounts of damages. One turret it will do small amounts of damage, but 5 turrets will eat you alive. It gets serious. He also has a guided rocket launcher. It guides you, does a nice amount of damage, and yeah, that's about it. Ready, Bucket. I'm sorry. I feel Bucket is most effective against the Wraith though, considering the fact that Bucket's able to keep surveillance of the Wraith at all times. That's just my opinion though, correct? Just if you guys disagree, just post in the comments of what do you feel. Now, monsters. Monsters, there are 3 monsters in the beta. There was the Goliath. There was the Goliath, Kraken, and Wraith. And the Goliath, let me start off with him. Goliath is he's like the all-around monster. He goes in, do as much damage as possible. Just he has all close quarters abilities, and if you're up in his face, you will get wrecked. Like he just goes in and just does as much damage as possible. He's just that monster that just goes in filled with rage. And he doesn't even care. And hunters, they have to watch out for that, because when Goliath just charges your team, you will be caught off guard, and it will extremely affect you guys. The Kraken is he's like a tactical monster. The Kraken, he shoots projectiles, he sets up mines, sets up little traps of what he can do with his abilities. He's more of the tactical monster. He's like the complete opposite side. He's complete opposite of the Goliath, in my opinion. He just sits back, make sure he has traps and all that stuff, prepares his abilities to land on somebody. He's, like I said, he's that tactical monster. He flies, he makes sure he's in good position for lightning attacks, and he makes sure that everything's in top notch. The Wraith is well, I don't know. The Wraith is extremely different. She's extremely slippery. She can cloak. She can pounce on you. She has decoys. She has this rapid scratch it. Oh my gosh. She has this rapid scratching attack, and it does so much damage. I don't know. The Wraith, she's extremely tricky to battle. And it gets really crazy, in my opinion. To me, she's the hardest monster to battle in the game so far. Second to that would be Goliath. Third would be Kraken. But Wraith, like I said, she's extremely slippery, and she just she can really outmaneuver the hunters, and trick them, and ends up killing one of them. That happened to one of my friends before. My friend got left behind slightly, and out of nowhere, the Wraith jumped onto him, and he was like, help me. We didn't make any time. The Wraith is really, really tricky. Now, that's all we have to say regarding all the hunters and monsters. The Behemoth, that's gonna be my favorite monster, I can tell, and I'm looking forward to him. For those who don't know, if you pre-order him, you get the Behemoth for free. However, if you don't pre-order Evolve, you will have to pay for Behemoth $15. I know that's kind of a crazy price, so I highly recommend that you guys pre-order the Evolve if you really want to pass the Behemoth. There's no hurt in pre-ordering; you get him for free. Anyways, I believe I went over everything. Oh wait, one more thing: maps. The maps. Oh gosh, I sounded weird. The maps in the game, they offer variety. They offer variety of to the hunters and monsters. Sometimes the maps will benefit the monsters. Sometimes the maps will benefit the hunters. It goes either way. Sometimes there's an open map, good for certain monsters. Sometimes there's a closed map, good for certain hunters. Now, Now, as you can see in the gameplay, where I'm like hunting down, my team and I are hunting down the monsters. You know, there's like an open world map. An open world map, that may be bad for the Goliath, but that also may be good for the Kraken. It's all in terms for it's all in just terms of like terms of matchups. Like it just sometimes something's good and something's bad, but there's another occasion where that bad thing may be good on that other thing. If you guys get what I'm saying, I apologize if I'm not explaining it correctly. But that's what I like what Turtle Rock's doing. Really, they're really increasing variety. They're really increasing variety regarding the maps and all that. And the matchups will be completely different depending on the maps, depending on the hunters you choose, depending on how you play. And it's like it's like it makes each match extremely different, and that's what I really like, because sometimes their match will be extremely easy, 1 minute 53 seconds. I'm sorry, I have to brag. I'm sorry, but sometimes there will be matches where it will be extremely easy, or sometimes there will be matches where you just get destroyed, and you're like, oh, what just happened? And that's just how the game is. Like sometimes it just like the game it constantly shifts towards sides. And that's why I really like. That's why I really like what Turtle Rock's doing right now. Even though both sides are equal or extremely equal to one another, there are moments where the balance changes. Not the game itself, but just like as in terms of gameplay, or as in terms of gameplay, like such as the hunters, the monsters, the maps. Those little things could change the balance of how the outcome of the game will turn out. And that's why I really like what Turtle Rock's doing with Evolve. Holy, this is a long video. I apologize, but yeah, that's all I really have to say regarding Evolve. Evolve, it's a game I'm really looking forward to. Like I said, I'm concerned regarding the replay value, but I think Turtle Rock, they have this, because they're offering all maps after the launch. All DLC maps will be free after launch, so you don't ever have to worry about paying for maps. The only thing you have to pay for in the future are probably new monsters and new hunters. And the fourth monster, which is DLC, is going to be free if you pre-order the game. So like I said, if you guys want the fourth monster, pre-order Evolve. There's no harm in pre-order. But we're just, oh snap. Regarding saying all of that, Evolve has been a nice beta. It has been an extremely nice beta. My favorite character is Bucket. My favorite role is support. And it's been a fun experience playing that game. I didn't stream it as much as I want to due to the fact that I was extremely busy over the weekend, unfortunately. But I streamed whenever I had the time, and Evolve is a really fun game. I highly recommend if you love cooperative gaming. This game's perfect for cooperative, and it's not like it's fun cooperative, and there's also competitiveness in it as well. That's what makes me like the game as well, because you guys know I tend to be competitive with the games I play, and that's what I really like. Evolve, it's coming out in 3 weeks, February 10th, and it's a game I'm really looking forward to. The hunters and monsters, they're completely different from one another, and they're equal at the same time. But each of the little things, such as gameplay, how you play, the types of hunters, the type of monsters, it shifts balances. So it's a fun gamble. You don't know. Oh my gosh. You don't know who's the monster going to be. You don't know which hunters you're going to go against. So it's a gamble. You don't know what's going to happen. But like I said, it's an extremely fun game, guys. I highly recommend you guys look into it. I had a ton of fun with my friends. We love co-op games. We love playing together. And it's a game I'm really looking forward to. If you guys love co-op games, if you guys have a bunch of friends, I highly recommend you play this game. This game will be a blast. There will be 12 maps at launch, 3 monsters at launch. The fourth monster is free if you pre-order the game. There will be more hunters, skins for your guns, more maps for free. It's gonna be a blast. Props to Turtle Rock Studios. Turtle Rock Studios have impressed me once again. The only thing, like I said, I'm concerned is the replay value, but I think Turtle Rock got this. I think they have this. I see why this is one of the most I see why this is one of the most anticipated games of 2015, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I pre-ordered my game. I'm just ready to pick it up on February 10th. Anyways, guys, that's my impressions of the Evolve beta. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And it's a fun experience. Like I said, play with your friends. It's a fun cooperative experience. Anyways, guys, This is Soundwave Jordan here. Peace, late. Hope you guys enjoy Evalve and have a nice day. And thank you for watching this video and taking your time to actually watch the whole thing. Anyways, guys, peace, late. Peace. Soundwave Jordan out.